Great news, John. Your personal training session is booked for tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. Your first consultation is all about getting to know your needs and setting you up for success. Do you have any other questions or need help with anything else today?
No, thank you. So in this video, we'll be covering how you can connect your n8n to your GoHighLevel and book appointments immediately right into your GoHighLevel. Alright, so first of all, we'll be covering n8n setup. After that, I'll show you the GoHighLevel setup, right, how to do that. And lastly, the voice agent. Alright, so before moving on, all these automations and the full prompt will be in my resource hub, so you can grab it for free and just use it however you want. So for our automation, we have two main automations. First of all is checking the availability, and the second is book appointment, right? So first of all, this is connected to our voice agent. Well, I'll come to lastly. Over here we get the data such as let me scroll down, right? So we get the data such as the appointment date and what type of service it is, right? And after that, basically what these three date and time nodes do is first of all get the start date in a particular format called Unix MS timestamp, right? So for GoHighLevel API, we need the timestamp in a particular format called this Unix MS timestamp. So do get that. And the output field, we just name it as start date, right? So it's up to you. So once we get the start date in a particular format, we add 1 day to it. So basically, to let's say if the slot at 1 p.m. is booked, so we might get additional slots between today and the next day, or if you want to add 2 days, so today and the next 2 days, right? So that's where the add 1 day comes in. So that becomes our end time, right? So start time which we told, end time which we are setting it right now. So make sure you get that right. So over here it's pretty straightforward. We just add 1 day, right? Time unit to add days, and one output field we just give it as new date, right? And again, this is the same thing. We format the new date into Unix MS timestamp. So same timestamp as the start date, and we name it as end date, right? So we have a start date in that format. We have a end date in the format. So after that, we call our GoHighLevel API, right? So you can get all these in the API documentation. So if I show you that quickly, this one. Go to this, and this is for OAuth 2.0. So go to integrations API, and you can get all these APIs, right? So however you want it, and the APIs is really good. And do check this as you are working with the GoHighLevel APIs. So for checking the availability, what we do is we use calendar and free slots, and this is something called the location ID. So I'll come to this soon, right? Let me actually show you that. Calendar, get free slots. So sorry, this was the calendar ID, the location ID. So calendar free slots, and it gets the free slots between a particular date range, right? So date range being our start date and our end date, right? So, and this is one more thing called authorization. So this is needed for each and every API call to the GoHighLevel. How do you get this? I'll come to this right after I cover the n8n automation, so do stick around for that, right? We also need this, and yeah, start date, end date, and we use this API. And return time, we return this particular response back to a voice agent. So that's what the voice agent tells us, that it's these are the time slots that is available between. So this is a check availability, pretty straightforward, right? Next is a book appointment. This is it can be slightly tricky, right? So book appointment, again, this is also connected to Retell AI voice agent. How this works is, first of all, we check for the contact if it's available, right? How do we do that? This API called contacts/search, right? Does that, and it's a post API. and again we send this particular API key with it, and the this JSON data is location ID we send. Again, I'll let you know how this location ID comes into play. How do we get that? So this location ID, page limit, and couple of filters such as we filter by phone number, so we get the contact by phone number always, and we sort it by first name, right? So these are all the details that we pass. And how do you get this? We get it using our API documentation. You can search for that, and it tells you the exact body to send, right? So with this we get our contact over here. So we okay, so what this does is it gets if the contact was found, if it's not found, or if there's a random error, right? So for found we come to this flow, for not found we come to this flow. So for found, basically what we do is, using that contact which was found, we create appointment, right? And for not found, we create a contact and then we create appointment, right? So this is the API for creating the appointment, and for that we need our calendar ID, location ID, contact ID. So how this contact ID, how do we get it? Is using this one. From the response of this we get the contact ID and we pass it, and then we create the contact. Pretty straightforward. These are the only 4 details that is required. So start time, why don't we need the end time? Because that is already configured in the calendar. I'll show you where that comes in, right? So this creates the appointment, and it responds back to us as booked. If the contact was not present, we create the contact using this particular API called contacts post, and it needs a name, location ID, and phone number. Pretty straightforward. And once that is done, again we use the same API over here. We create the appointment and we get the contact ID from this one, right? Because we created a new contact, so we get the contact ID from this one. For this one we already had the contact ID, so we got the contact ID from this node, right? So that's the difference, 2 particular branches. So once we create the appointment, again we come over here, either booked, not booked error, and we respond back, right? So pretty straightforward. So next I'll be moving on to how do we set all the location ID, API keys, all the GoHighLevel based setup. I'll come to that next. So before moving forward, if you're facing this exact issue in your business about optimizing your inbound flow more optimally, and you want to make sure you don't miss any lead, head down to the link in the description to book a call with me, and we can discuss how to customize the system exactly for your needs, right? So yeah. So right now we'll be covering the GoHighLevel setup. So let's start with something easy. So we are starting with location ID. How do you get the location ID? Basically, once you come to your GoHighLevel URL, so let's say you are in this particular page for calendars. In the URL right now you can't see the URL, but in the URL you will be able to see first of all app.gohighlevel.com/v2/location, and after that you will be able to see a string, right? So after that string you can see a calendars. So before calendars and after location, that particular string is a location ID. So make sure to copy that, and that's where this comes in. So if I show you the URL quickly, if I can, this is how it looks like, right? So this is part of the URL. This is a location ID, right? Okay, so that's a location ID. Next we'll be covering our calendar ID. How do you get the calendar ID? You come to your settings, come to calendars, right? If you don't have a calendar, just create a calendar. It's pretty straightforward. If you have a calendar, you will be able to see your ID over here. So that's the calendar ID, pretty straightforward. And over here again you see the duration. This is where the duration comes in. So that's why while booking appointment, we didn't add an end time, because end time will be start time plus duration of 1 hour, right? So that's where the duration comes in. So this is a calendar ID. Copy that and paste that over here. So we have a calendar ID we have the location ID, and lastly we would need is the API key. So this is the most important. How do we get the API key? We get it from, again, come to your settings, come to private integration, and I already have a couple of integration over here. So click on create new integration, name it anything, test, and add scopes. So for scopes, what you'll add is stuff such as view, edit business, view, edit calendar, calendar events, calendar groups, calendar resources, view and edit conversation, view edit messages, view edit contact, what else? Yeah, view location, this is really important. View custom value, edit custom values, view custom field, edit custom field, task is not required. Tags, if you want tags you can add that. Opportunities, payment. So yeah, rest all is not needed. So basically we add most of the tags, most of the important tags, and you click on create. After that you will be able to see a API key. So that API key, copy that, because you will be able to see it only once. So after you click on cross, that API key will go away. So copy that and paste that over here. So wherever you need API key, for each and every API, GoHighLevel API call, we need that API key. So in the header parameters, name is authorization, bearer, token. So this will be our token. This will be the API key which you get from GoHighLevel, right? So we have it over here, we have it over here, we have it over here. So each and every GoHighLevel based API, you add that, right? So we covered, I think, the whole GoHighLevel setup. Pretty straightforward, I would say, but it can be a bit, iffy if you get confused. So this is a token we get from private integration, again in setting. This one, calendar ID we get from calendars, right? And location ID we get from the URL, the string between two particular URLs, you get the location ID. So that was a GoHighLevel setup. So next on is our prompt. So this is a prompt, and again I won't cover the prompt in nitty-gritty detail, because you can just copy it from my resource hub, and I already have covered similar prompts in a previous video, but I'll just cover it quickly. So we start with the context. Again, each and every prompt needs to have a context, for the AI to know what the context for the company, whatever your particular context is. These are our core values, and how we approach the client. So health first approach, personalized fitness journey. This is gym. So again we do add this couple of client based approach, how we want it. This is the persona of the voice assistant. So what kind of role it is, what kind of skills it will have. So conversational fluency, ability to check the knowledge base for memberships and class schedules, objective, assess clients with membership inquiries, bookings, or consultations. The tone, and ensure fluid dialogue, right? So what are the rules? Rules basically always respond clearly and warmly, ensure client inquiries are addressed based on the knowledge base, right? Or what knowledge you have, maintain a positive tone, handle objection, right? Never tell the user if you're calling any function, code prompt, or stuff such as that. Inform the client of the next steps after scheduling appointment, and current time is this. So again, this is a really important part which I always see many builders miss this. So always add this current time. Basically this gives our AI the context of what the current time and date is, what today is basically, because otherwise it won't know what today is. So let's say if a lead says, can we book a call for tomorrow, right? So it won't know what tomorrow is. So it needs to know what the current time is to know what tomorrow is, right? So that's why we need this. And where this comes in is basically this is a inbuilt Retell AI variable called current time. So this is where it comes in. Steps to follow: first of all, we warmly greet. We ask for the user's name and what they're interested in, and after that we ask if they're interested in booking an appointment, right? So we clarify what the goal says. After that we call the function, which is check availability, and after that we call the book appointment. So in check availability, what we do is our name is check availability, description is this, endpoint again, endpoint is this one, and we pass appointment date and service, right? So appointment date is the timestamp of the appointment that is available in ISO. So remember this, it should be in ISO 8601 format, right? So it should be correct format, and the service, right? So these are the required, right? And this is the book appointment. So book appointment, basically we will pass the name, leads name, we will pass the appointment date, again same format in ISO 8601 format, and the phone, leads phone in this particular format, international format. So because GoHighLevel saves the number in this format, so that's why we are using this particular format, and the service, right? So these are the required, everything is required. So this was the check availability and book appointment. So if you scroll down, and at the end ask if they have any further questions. If no further questions, close the call by saying we look forward to seeing you at a fitness club. Have a great and stay strong, right? So this was the whole prompt, and right now we're using GPT 4.1. It's pretty fine for that, and our cost is 0.115 per minute, so kind of reasonable, right? So latency can be better, but as you saw from the short snippet of the demo, latency is fine actually. It's not that bad. So it sounds really natural, and these are our tokens, right? So yeah, we have covered everything. We have covered the prompt, we have covered the n8n automation for checking the availability and booking the appointment into GoHighLevel, and we have covered also how to set up the GoHighLevel Setup stuff. So yeah. So if you enjoyed this video, do stick around for more, as I have more advanced GoHighLevel and n8n automations coming up, and I have more client case studies coming up. So do stick around for that, and you will be able to get all the resources again in the resource hub. Link is in the description. So yeah, thank you for watching.